She literally just let the subconscious part of her mind spill out the fact that she is racist. The Bible says, from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh.
You are a natural born public speaker, and that's a fact.
Do you actually feel guilty or were you just told to feel guilty?
Focus on actually what we can do.
Point it out and show it to me.
You have the freedom to do what you want to and be what you want to in America.
What are we going to do about it?
What oppressed me?
Just saying.
So the CRT stuff, BS.
The definition of bravery is standing up, even when you're outnumbered and when you may lose something. A video that struck us when we saw it is a video of a young man, an 18-year-old, who went into the lion's den on a liberal show against an entire panel of liberals and called them out to their faces. You just got to see it to believe it. Check out this clip.
He isn't talking like a black man. He is talking like a white man. He is doing the same things that Mr. Trump has been doing for the last 30 years. You are doing the same thing that Donald Trump has been doing, and you are regurgitating what Donald Trump has put into your head. You need to stop that and start thinking for yourself.
What is with you in these commands? Like, do you think you get to tell black people what to do? Like, is that how you operate your daily life? Instructing black people how to think, how to act, what they can and cannot say? Because I support a president, President Trump, that brought about the lowest black unemployment rate in our nation's history. Criminal justice reform, the First Step Act, millions of dollars navigated to HBCUs, economic opportunity zones, which navigated commercial investment to inner cities that were long neglected. And I understand you probably are eager to tell me to shut my mouth right now because you hate it when black conservatives even utter a single word. But I'm going to keep talking because these are facts. These are true.
Joining us now, the young man in that video who refused to back down, president of the Free Thinker Project and host of the CJ Pearson Uncensored podcast, CJ Pearson. CJ, great clip, man. You know, you showed in that clip more bravery than I think the vast majority of members of Congress, elected federal office Republicans right now, would not have been able to stand up to those types of absurdist attacks. I mean, what is it that gives you your bravery?
Benny, it's my love of country. You know, I love this country so much so that I believe that we should fight for this country. Freedom is not free. It's given to us through the constant advocation for the values that make our country what it is today. A love of liberty, an appreciation for the idea that the government that governs least governs best. And the last thing I will allow to happen is far left radicals to take those values, to take those principles and destroy them. So it doesn't matter if I want to go on some liberal show on MSNBC or a Roland Martin there. They can tell me all day long that I don't get to think for myself because I'm black, but every single day I'll prove them wrong. They don't own me, Benny, and they never will. And that's what makes them so angry. They can't control what I say. They can't control what I believe. And they can never tell me that I shouldn't love America.
CJ, I've watched that clip. I encourage our audience to go watch the clips on YouTube. It's on CJ's social media. I've watched the clip a number of times. I am so cringe when I hear her say, he's talking like a white man. Why is he talking like a white man? Is that not definitionally racist? That you have to speak certain ways? I mean, has my definition of racism, is it broken that you define someone by their immutable qualities, by their skin color, therefore you are racist? I mean, is it broken? What's going on?
Yeah, Benny, you're spot on. It was the definition of categorical racism, but it's something that shouldn't surprise you. You know, you take a quick history lesson, you know that the left is the literal birthplace of white supremacy in this nation. They founded the KKK. They founded Jim Crow. They fought to uphold segregation. They fought to put people that look like me at the back of the bus. Now, it's a history they try to suppress. It's a history they don't want you to know, but it doesn't make it any less true. And so when you hear her talking to me as if she owns me or she can tell me how I'm supposed to speak or I'm supposed to carry myself and who I can and cannot support, she's saying that because she genuinely believes in her heart of heart that she owns me. But I think I made clear in that interview that she'll never own me. And she doesn't own the other black people in this country who also have the right to think for themselves and not allow the color of their skin to dictate their politics.
Just remarkable. I mean, it's true. It truly is brave. I'd never seen that person before. She's a professor at some small, insignificant college. But you're right. If you go back and read through some of the more racist documents of the KKK, perhaps, they say that your race is destiny. And now that's what critical race theory teaches, that your race is your destiny and that these are the most important qualities in your life. It truly is remarkable how the table has just flipped 180 degrees. Boom, there it is, all over again. She said in the interview, why don't you come to my house? If you watch the whole thing, she's like, come to my house and I'll educate you. It's super creepy. I mean, it's the strangest distillation of like the opposite world that they're trying to create where they themselves are indeed the racists. But you stood up to it.
Yeah, and also, too, it's the plot of every horror movie I've ever seen. They come to their cabin so they can correct you and get you right. I don't know what she thought she was going there with that, but, you know, if she wants to meet young men like me, she should make a Tinder account, not do that on national TV. But nevertheless, what I will say to her is that there is no brainwashing here that she can do to me that's going to change my mind. I love this country. I love the ideals upon which it was founded, and she can deal with that. And if she can't deal with that, maybe I'm not the match for her, and maybe she should invite another young man to her cabin in Iowa. But it won't be.
I'm sure she swipes left quite a bit. So, yeah, CJ, we have like 30 seconds left. It's always too short. Really fast. Young person right now is watching this interview going like, hey, I'm just a teenager. I could never stand up or go on TV and do that. Give them some inspiration.
Be courageous, be brave. Know there are many more young people just like you, and you could be the change. You're brave, your bravery, your courageousness may be the very thing that inspires your peers to speak up, and you should lead that fight, and I'll be in your corner.
That's it, man. CJ Pearson. With kids like CJ, this country ain't lost. Great job. Thank you for joining us. That does it for us here at the Benny Report. America's the greatest country in the world. America's worth fighting for. So keep memeing, keep criticizing, keep thinking, keep being brave. We here at the Benny Report are fighting right alongside with you. See ya.
Woo! First of all, let me just say, shout out to CJ. CJ handled his business, man. CJ, you are what I was when I was 18 years old. But at my time, I didn't have no Facebook and no YouTube and all this stuff. But you are exactly who I was at that age, man. The only difference is, boy, CJ, you handle yourself good. Very articulate, well-spoken dude. You handle your business. She would have got a whole lot more from me. They tried to deceive me with a clip that this woman did a while ago. Like, I think it was in the 50s and 60s where she said, if you are in here and you would like to be treated like black people are treated, stand up. Nobody stood up that was white. She said, you know what's going on and blah, 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 blah. So they try to trick me into that saying, what do you think about this? Like, do you could you answer that question? And I was like, well, I had to get the context of it. I had to get a lot of questions. For instance, I say, when you say you want to be treated like black people in regards to what? What are we talking about here? Are we talking about like the scholarships and stuff that may be available to them? Are we talking about like how black people are treated? Or are you talking about during that time back then? If you're talking about that time back during, if you're talking about that time during then, I completely understand it and I get it. Right now, Jane Elliott, no, that won't work for today. So as y'all seen in this video, CJ Pearson, like I said, he stood up for himself. He did a really, really good job, even though he's surrounded by all those ones who had a particular way of thinking. But the fact that she even felt that she can even convey unto him how he should conduct himself and how he should act. She sat there and told a black dude, you are not talking like a black person. You're talking like a white person. I mean, and he right. That is like a racist statement. What do you mean talking like a black person? And so the fact that she even saying that he's talking like a white man seems like she has a preset stereotype in her mind of what a black person should even be talking like. You know what I mean? And the fact that she is even expecting or even assuming that he should talk a certain way, it kind of lets you know where her mindset is. What is her expectation? What stereotype does she have in her mind of what a black person should talk like or what a white person should talk like? And whatever that way that she has, that wherever this is that she has up in her mind of what a black person should act like, how a black person should conduct themselves, how a black person should talk or even think, I would like her to explain to us what that should look like. See, they wouldn't want me on no panel like that right there. Because like I said, CJ Pearson, again, I'm not saying nothing, 18 years old, he handled himself very well. But they would have got like, they wouldn't have wanted me on this. They would not have wanted me in on this. I don't care. If you are watching this video and y'all happen to know Jane Elliott, I would love to sit down and talk with her. And I love that she says she would like him to come to her place, her guest house, stay there for 3 days. I think she's going to plan on getting the cup out. Making CJ go into the sunken place. That's what she was planning on doing to the dude. But no, CJ handled himself really well. This is exactly what we're talking about right here. If it's a shame folks don't even look at it this way. Black people, listen. The fact that they expect us all to think a certain way or act a certain way or be a certain way should let you know we're not even being looked at as being individuals. We're being looked at as if we're some type of species of an animal. Like y'all, I'm serious. You really have to stop and think about this. The way that they're doing this is so conniving, it's so deceptive and so sneaky that a lot of people can't even pick up on it. The fact that they're trying to throw us off by, they're rooting us on and making us feel good about what they're saying about the black people. And I know this, I was there. I seen this happen to black people. I seen this and I seen black people get hurt. And see, when they do that right there, it makes black people kind of get groomed into, oh man, she's with us. She's on our side. But yet at the same time, when she sit there and categorically put us all into one type of way or generalizing us to where we only are supposed to act a certain way, think a certain way, and be a certain way. How crazy is that? See, look into animal species, ladies and gentlemen. Animals will repeat and do everything the animals before them do. All animals do that. All animals and insects, they do that very same thing. They repeat what the animals before them do. And they've been doing it for thousands, hundreds of thousands of years. Look at any animal that you can think of right now and look at what the animals before that did. Look how they conducted themselves. Look how they hunt. Look how they ate. Look how they reproduced. Look how they took care of their young. They repeat the same thing over and over again, but none of these animals are like the most awesome creation that God created, us humans. None of the animals. I don't care how they try to say, well, animals are really intelligent. No animals are out there making no internet, making no Wi-Fi, making TV, making cars. No animals are doing that. Only the God-human species is doing that. That's it. Only the human species are the only ones that are doing that. But my point in saying that is this. For you to sit there and make statements like how you're talking like a white person, you're talking like a black person, you are not talking like a black man. And like he said, you're going to put me in my place, telling the dude, she told the dude to shut your mouth. The fact that she even feel like she can even say that to him like that. You see what I'm saying? What is that saying about her? Is that the white supremacy mind of hers? That as a white woman, because she know a little something about the civil rights movement, she was back there doing racism, that in this present time right now, she can sit there and tell a black person how to think, how to feel, how he should conduct himself, how he should be. You see what I'm saying? What type of message is that pushing off? But the only thing that a lot of people don't catch on to is, like I said earlier, because they saying all these things, it seems like they're just grooming you. It's like the equivalence of, a person knowing that they are deceiving you. All they got to do is pump you up, make it seem like they're on your side. We're with you. I've seen the struggle of blacks. I've been there with blacks. I marched with Dr. Martin Luther King. I sat under some Martin Luther King teaching. And she can say all this stuff about what she did, what she experienced, but it has nothing to do with the fact that you are putting us in a category of we're all just the same. All of us are humans. We all have our likes, our dislikes. We all have talents and abilities and skills. But to sit there and make it seem like that black people are only supposed to be held in this particular category right here, whatever that looks like in her mind, I would like her to explain to me what it's supposed to look like. That's what I would do. I would sit in on one of these ladies' lecture, and I would sit down and debate her or anybody else that feel that black people are only supposed to think a certain way, be a certain way, and generalize us like that. You know what I mean? It's crazy to do that. Now, again, some folks don't see it that way because what is it that's in her mind? What is it that's in her way of thinking that she can even feel she could project something on him? And what do you mean come to my guest house for 3 days and she gonna set him straight? Oh, bring him back onto the plantation because you're only supposed to speak this particular way, boy. You speaking like a white person now. What you know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? What does that look like in her mind? I would love for Miss Jane Elliott to explain to the rest of the world and especially to me. If you see this video, Miss Jane Elliott, I would love to do a Zoom call with you. I would love to do anything like that with you, whatever it can be. I will give you the opportunity to sit there and explain to the listening audience or to anybody that's black how a black person is supposed to carry themselves, how they're supposed to act, how are they supposed to think. You turn around in the video and also said, think for yourself. And the fact that he's thinking for himself because it did not fit the way you wanted him to think, all of a sudden, now come on back to this way of thinking in the plantation, boy. Get on back over here. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. That's the type of thing that a lot of folks just are not catching on to. And then what's sad is that you got a lot of people that are black that if they are, and they don't even realize it, the way that she wants him to think and act and feel and do, a lot of black people are already there. And because you're there and you happen to get away from that, then a lot of black people look at you like, hey, what's wrong with you? You acting weird. Why are you talking? Oh, now you tap dancing for the white people. And they even start to say things like you're talking like a white person, or why you acting like a white person. Where did that type of thinking even come from? We don't even know where or when that even crept in, to where if a black person articulates themselves or they talk a specific way or anything like that, is looked at as being you're trying to talk white or act white or be white. And since you're trying to be all those things, you might be skin folk, but you ain't kin folk. And whatever this way of thinking that they're talking about, that you're acting white and trying to be white and all this. So then tell me, how am I supposed to be as an individual? Again, I call it like the animal mentality of what they're expecting you to be like. Lions repeat the same thing all other lions do. Gorillas repeat the same thing all other gorillas do. Sheep repeat what other sheeps do. None of them actually venture off and do things that's out of the characterization of what a lion should do. Y'all follow me? What we see on the animal channel, we see these animals do things that is of the characteristics and expectations of what the animals before them did if they are of that particular species. As human beings, we are far more advanced than any of these animals, any of these insects that's on this planet. And the fact that you feel that if somebody ventures outside of what you perceive to be how these animals acted, all of a sudden, whoa, time out. I mean, guys, what would y'all, seriously, follow me on this. What would y'all do if you watched a lion stand up on his hind legs and started walking, his arms are swinging, all of a sudden you see him with a nail file, or he's filing his nails, whatever like that. You know, he's sitting there brushing his teeth with a toothbrush. You will sit there and freak out like, whoa, that lion is not conducting themselves how lions have. Oh my God. You know, and let's go further than that. Let's go to the primates. Let's go to a gorilla. You see a gorilla doing things that's out of the characteristics of a gorilla, even if, like what I just named, you saw a gorilla filing his nails, you would think something is wrong. If you saw a gorilla, yes, I'm saying that, brushing his teeth, you would think something is wrong there, because these animals don't do things like humans do. The gorilla sitting there taking the toothbrush and putting the toothpaste on there and brushing his teeth, gargling and spitting it out. You would be like, oh man, that is crazy. But what you would say is that is way out of the characterization of how an animal acts and conducts itself. Therefore, what happened? What's wrong that this animal seems to be advanced? So then you see black people who have always done things from inventions and all that they keep a lot of this out of history. I don't know why. Yes, we do. But you see a black person acting out of what you perceive how black people should be, then all of a sudden it's a problem. Go back to being how I perceive all you black folks to be. And if you are acting anything outside of that, you're trying to act like me, white people. You know what I mean? That is absolutely crazy. I would love to sit down and talk with her, because I know she's supposed to be all nation renowned or whatever like that. But I would, I would go to your house for 3 weeks, and yeah, we can do that. I would have cameras everywhere. We can have an open live debate about this nonsense that she's trying to spill out and trying to make this guy feel like that. But anyway, CJ Pearson, if you see this video, man, shout out to you. You did an awesome job. And at 18 years old, dude, you were just like how I was when I was 18, bro. And I keep on doing that. Don't back down. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about being discredited by the black community or by the white community or any of those things like that. I love the fact that you think for yourself. I love the fact that you research. I love the fact that you were doing what you're doing. Keep being bold with it. Man, love that, bro. CJ Pearson, shout out to you. Big shout out. Everybody else, let me know what y'all think about this video right here by leaving it in the comments below after this video. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man. I hope and pray that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. And most of all, I hope and pray every last one of you guys are in great health. God bless you all through Jesus. What is going on, folks? Appreciate you guys watching. Do me a favor. If you're trying to get to the next reaction video that I did after this video, it's right here. But if you're trying to get to my own personal stuff where I do a lot of comedy things that make you laugh, can help brighten your day, then you click right here, all right? And if you want to subscribe to this channel, you forgot to get to know who I am first, all right? Then you're going to click right here to lead you into the subscription. Make sure you hit the bell notifications to get notified anytime I post a video, all right? Peace.